Hey everyone, so welcome to another module, and in this module also we are going to cover an important concept that are known as the conditionals. So for that, again make a file in Python for the condition. I have made this one if.py that represents the conditions here. So generally in practical life, what do you understand by the conditions? This is something like if anything is in favor in your thoughts, then you will agree with that or not. It's something like you want to go to a school or a restaurant, and you have decided if today is a rainy day, I will go to school, otherwise I will go to the restaurant. So that's what practical conditions are like. You are working based on this situation. If that condition is true, I will do that thing. If that is true, I will do that thing. Another example is like if you are writing and you have a tablet and notebook, you are saying if I have a pen, I will prefer notebook, otherwise I will write in notepad. So that's the practical conditions here, that how they work practically. Similar to that, in programming also we have these conditions, the same condition that would work if the condition is in favor with the program, otherwise they will do any other thing. I hope you understand and got some idea that what the conditions are. More we will learn about the conditions in the next video. This is all about the introduction. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Hey everyone. So as I have told you that what the condition are. So now we will move in programming. In programming, we also have the if and else conditions. That if denotes the main particular condition, that if that thing is true, I will do that thing. Otherwise, I will do that other thing. So else stand for other conditions different from if. Now how they work? They are very simple to use. Like if I have x is equal to 3 and y also equal to 3. So I will prefer writing the if conditions to perform any particular task based on these two conditions. Like if the both are equal, then I will use if, that is the if keyword here, then the parentheses. Again remember the syntax, otherwise you will get error. X equal to y. Now this thing seems to be correct, but there is a mistake in this thing, and I thought you will get that what the mistake is. That mistake is equality. This one single equal is an assignment operator. Now here double equal means equality operator. So this is the point where we always require double equality. So in if conditions, never forget to mention double equality symbols, not single one, otherwise you will get error. Then we have the dots, because this is a block of code. So we need this one. So if we need this one, we have indentation over tab here, and then do something like print they are equal, and save this one. And when you run this one, here I have the terminal not there, Python 3 if.py. Here I have they are equal. And what now? If I run this program, I will get nothing output. Why? Because they are not equal, and I did not have any other command here to check the errors whether your program is fine or not. Just also add a print statement, program is working fine, so that you will get to know that is there any error or not. So here we have program is working fine, and I have added this one in last so that it first check all the conditions before this one. So now if they are not equal, we have this one. You can also use something like if x not equality operator. Now we have this one, sorry, in parentheses, x and not equal to, we will use this symbol, that is this hyphen and then equality, not equal to y. Then print they are not equal. When you save and run this one, you will get they are not equal and the program is working fine. So that's how you can use if conditions. Now one more thing, a little more efficient way of using the conditions, like if these things are not equal and we are just focusing on this condition, then all the other conditions may fall under any other condition that they are not equal. So there we use an else statement for all the rest of the conditions. That is same using another if condition but without this thing, because else means otherwise. So here if you run the program, you will get they are not equal, program is working fine. So that's the same thing again, and if you again make them equal, then they are equal and program is working fine. You can also do something like if x equal to y, then we have z equal to x plus y, print z. That's what I want to show here, is something like name error, z is not defined. Sorry, here I write z x, this one here. So command s, and here we have 6. Now they both are added. So that's what here is, you can do any operation in this block, because this one you can think that this one is now another editor. You can make any program here if your condition is working. Otherwise you can do another operation that you need to do here. So that's all about the if else. Now we will learn more about this if else conditions in the next videos. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hey everyone, so now we have learned about the if and else. Now think in any situation in which we have more than one condition, like if I have x is equal to 4, y is equal to something 5, and z is equal to 2 and something like that. So we have to check whether the x, y and z are less than or greater than x. So what will we do? We have first if is something like x equal to y, then print x and y are equal. And now the second condition is if x is greater than y or x is less than y. So for that we use another if condition but with a L. That means L if means another condition. So this is another keyword in this conditional. In conditional we have total of 3 keywords, that is if, elif and else, where if stand for the condition, main condition that we have, else stand for another condition that we have, and then else stand for all the rest of the conditions, so that we will not get any error in our program. So L if we use something like this one, x greater than y, print x is greater than y. So that's about the elif condition. Now we have else. Now you can also use this one like elif x is less than y, then you can use print x is less than y, or you can use this one like if. You can also make another if condition. There is no foundation on you, you can do whatever you want to, but the most efficient way of using this thing is like if you are comparing two numbers, then what are the possible conditions you have? That first is they are equal, second is one is greater than another, and the third is one is less than the second. So that's the all 3 conditions that we have about this one. So this is the else if condition we have, and you can also use this one as else and save this one as, and if you run this one you will get x is less than y. So this is about the elif condition. More we will learn later in these videos. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Hey everyone, so in the last video we have done this thing with if and elif conditions, and till now we have done this thing with the numbers. What about the strings and what about the user inputs? So with the if and conditions you can do anything. Like if I have two strings, that is x is equal to I have fade, and then we have y equal to, first we will also make this one fade, and remove this one because this one is a number operation, and just write not equal to, and if you try to run this one you will get the same result, x and y are equal. And you can also do something like, here I have x is equal to, you can just write the word here, command s, and remove this one, and if you run this one you will again get the same result. So what actually I want to say here is that you can use anything anywhere. There is no foundation again on you. This is programming. You can do what you want to. You can also do something like, here I have y and I will take y commands, and so here I will take y from the user, that is input, and enter the word, command s, and run this one. So here I have fade, x and y are equal, and if I write something like other thing like x is not equal to y. So that's what here the user input and the conditional, and also the strings and conditional. You can also do little fun games like, here you have any word that is a magical word, you can store here and use the input so that the user can enter any word, and if the word matches it wins, otherwise it will not win. You can also make this one from list, but for list we require the loops, so that's what we are going to learn later. So this video is about that you can use the strings and user inputs also for the conditions and how you can use them. I hope you understand this one. So thanks for watching. Again, I will see you in the next video. Hey everyone, now we are done with the if condition, else condition, elif condition, and then we are also done with the condition with the user inputs and with the strings. Also we have done many if conditions here. Now we are going something that is known as multiple conditions. Like if I have x is equal to 3, y equal to again 3, z equal to 2, and this thing that is multiple conditions are also known as the, you can say that, various elif conditions. Something like if I have to work on different conditions and the output is not dependent on each other, like if I have x equal to y, and then what to print x is equal to y. If you save this one and run this one, you have x is equal to y. But what if in the same if you need multiple conditions, like if you want to also check with z and you need something like if s equal to y and yx equal to z, or something like x is not equal to z. So in this condition, if you remember, we have learned the operators, and there we have learned two operators, that is and this one or. So these are the conditions that we are going to use here. You can also use and or, like if x equal to y and x. Here we use not equal to because they are not equal, to check whether it's working or not. And if you save and run this one, x is equal to y. If you make the both of these equal and try to run that one, you will not get any output because that's not happening here. So for that we will have another condition, elif x equal to y and x not equal to here, this one z. Then in that condition print x is equal to y but not equal to z. That's here it is. And save this one, run this one, you will get x is equal to y but not equal to z. You can use many conditions you want to use here as you require. And here let me show you now some cases. Like first I need an else condition, nothing is matching your requirements. Now how you can use these conditions? First, if you use and, then I have shown you what's happening in the and you can also use if you need something like command x this one and use or here, that one of these condition is true. When you run this one, x equal to y, because this condition is true but this is false, but we are using the or, so we require only one of these two conditions, either true and another one may be false. And also if this one is equal, if both are equal here, then we again get the same result, because or deals with only one input or we have two inputs. So that's the thing here. You can use and or, and you can also use something like these things. They may be like, they may not work sometimes, so use these and or because they do the same thing, and these are more efficient and more systematic to understand. So I hope you understand this thing what I'm teaching here, that how the multiple conditions in a same thing works. This happens when you require something like if that boy has enough marks in that one and its age is also about them, then do this thing. So instead of using if and if conditions, people prefer using this one, because you cannot do something like, if I have taken an example that first thing that we need is like his qualification, any student's qualification, second thing is its age, then you cannot use two different conditions for like if its age is greater than that one, if that is greater than that one, and if it's educated or not. We just prefer these things, using the thing in a common, using the condition in a common conditional. So that's the way here. And doing this thing like when x equal to y and x not equal to z, printing this thing, you cannot make possible the same thing by using if and else conditions to the ways that we have learned before. You must have to use this thing. And also there is another method of doing the same thing that we are going to cover in the next video, but you cannot do something like what I want to say here is use this if condition in that one, and in any other condition elif or another if x not equal to z. Now we have separate two conditions, like print here something whatever you want to. If you try to print this thing, here we have name error, z is not defined, z. So here when you do this thing, x is equal to y, so x is equal to y, and the second condition elif. Now one more thing that I need here, that when your first condition becomes true, it will not go to the second condition. Here you see the second condition is also true, x is not equal to z, but we have not printed, this terminal did not printed that thing. That's because if this condition is true, it will not go for another conditions. It will just remain on that condition. For this thing, I have to use another if. Now if I run this program, I will get both of these statements, that is x equal to y and this dff. So these are the few basic things you need to know about these conditions, and nearly all of them are considered here. Just one condition is left that we are going to learn in the next video. Now I hope this one is enough, and my question is that we are printing this condition x equal to y when these two are correct, but there is no way to print this thing except using the AND. I hope you are getting my question, that what I'm asking here, that this thing here, if I use different condition, then I have different statement, not a single statement on these two conditions. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Hey everyone, so in the last video we have done these multiple statements in a common conditional. Now what if we have someone who says I'm not going to use AND conditions, I didn't like them? Then how we can do this same thing when these two conditions are satisfied and then this thing is printed? So in that case we use something known as nested conditions. Nested means that within an if condition we have another if condition. Till now we have learned about the different if conditions, but nested means one inside the another. So if x equal to y, and then remove this thing, no differences, and now if x not equal to z, then again a tab there, command x this one, and now here this one. So this is known as nested conditions, where we do not require to use AND etc, but we just want to use these things. So if you run this program, you will get same output, x is equal to y. And if you do something like this one and try to run that one, it will not show any output, because here x is equal to y. Here else will also not work, because the program is in first condition now, but the second condition is false. So that means it will not show any output. So this is the nested conditions. You can use any number of conditions, like if I have this one here, command x, and here I have another like y also not equal to z, then in that you use if something like z greater than x. How many conditions do you need? You can add here, then command v or main profile. Now if you run this one, you will again get the same output. And if any of this condition is false and rest are true, it doesn't matter, but you will not get any output. So that's the nested if and else conditions. You can also use else conditions here, like if here our statement is breaking. So if this one, within that you can here after this one get out of this if condition, now else, but this condition is false, again that break, else print it breaks on this step. Now if you try to run this program, it breaks on this step because this step is not equal. Here I have used else condition. So that's what nested if else means. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.